Welcome to the City of Florissant podcast, where we talk anything and everything related to the beautiful City of Florissant.
Hi, I'm Mayor Tim Lowery, and welcome to another edition of the Mayor's Podcast Show. With me today is the Director of Community Development for the City of Florissant, Carol O'Mara. Carol is here today to talk about several community development programs that are really important to our residents. Carol, you want to talk about these programs?
Sure. As you know, but a lot of the residents of the city are not aware, the Community Development Department offers several programs to the residents of Florissant that income qualify. So the city receives community development block grant funds. And just to give you a little bit of history, community development block grant funds come from the federal government, and we've been receiving them since about 1980, mid to late 1980s. And the city of Florissant is the only municipality in St. Louis County that receives our own allocation. So we are able to provide our residents certain services that a lot of other municipalities throughout St. Louis County cannot. And some of those programs that we have going on right now and we have funding available for is our down payment assistance program. So our down payment assistance program actually provides $3,500 of down payment and or closing costs to any first-time home buyer that wants to move into the city limits of Florissant.
So the $3,500, I mean, obviously, that's big to the city because we're able to bring in new families, new residents in the city of Florissant. So this is their first opportunity, and we're gonna give them a benefit to move into the city.
Absolutely. Now, you do have to income qualify for that.
Yep.
It has to be 80% of low mod income. It's called LMI. And you can use it, like I said, towards down payment or closing costs, but it really allows a family or an individual to be able to, who can afford the actual monthly payment, but really doesn't have the down payment or the closing costs to get in. It's a big chunk of change that you have to put up front. There's other things that you could potentially use that money for once you get into the home. So it really does, it's a big assistance for them to be able to get into a home and to become a homeowner.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's important for, the feeling of owning your own home is so important to people today.
Yes.
And I think that's really one of their goals, is to own their own home. So here we had a program that we can help you do that.
Yes. And actually, it's really interesting because people think, low mod income people or low mod income households, and they're really not. We received our 2022 income limit guidelines this year, and it's gone up quite a bit. As everyone knows, pricing of everything has increased. Sure. Therefore, the median income has also increased. So for a family of four, LMI of 80% is $75,900.
Oh, wow.
So for a family of four, you would not be able to make over $75,900, which is very easy not to do.
Sure, especially a young family or a younger individual. I mean, yeah, that's not that really. I mean, that's not
right.
hard. I mean,
you have a teacher and a nurse and a teacher and combined income, or a mother, a family, mother of 3 children, working on a teacher salary. It's really easy to meet the income guidelines.
Right.
So that's one of the programs we could have going on right now. We do have quite a bit of funding available. So if you are interested in that program, you're more than welcome to call our office, or you can go to our website at www.florissantmode.com and go to the Community Development tab under Departments. The other program that we have, and this is a 2-part program, it's called Mortgage Rent and Utility Assistance. And then we also have another program that spun out of some COVID relief funds that we received. And that is Mortgage Rent and Utility Assistance, CV, which stands for COVID. Our regular mortgage rent and utility assistance can help provide mortgage rent and utility assistance to income eligible residents up to $1,000. There are some other criteria for that. We do work through CASEL, Community Action Agency of St. Louis County, who administers those funds. We would direct you to talk to Amy Watton over there. The other part of the program is the COVID relief funds. Those are a little bit more. Those we can actually assist residents up to $6,000. And but the loss of income has to be because of COVID. So they would have had to have lost their job during COVID times. Their hours were cut.
Sure.
There has to be some kind of financial loss due to COVID. And those monies are a lot more because there was a moratorium out there for a while where landlords could not evict for non-payment due to COVID. So there could be a lot more arrearage than what you would normally see on a basic need, because it can go back 6 months.
So in both of these programs, is this a one-time opportunity, or is this something that you can continue to come back for?
It is a one-time opportunity, get you back up on your feet to be able to get you current with your mortgage or your rent, and then move forward for you to be able to continue to maintain that monthly rent and mortgage.
And I think you stated that there's both quite a bit of COVID money plus the regular program has still got a lot of money in that one also.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
We have plenty of money in both of those programs. So if you need assistance in that, please don't hesitate to call our office. We will get you in contact with Amy Watton at Kessel. Her direct line is 314-446-4417. If you want to contact her directly, you're more than welcome to do that as well.
And of course, because of this program, there's no reason why people should get their utilities cut off. I mean, they just have to reach out and ask for this assistance.
Exactly. And one of the things that we do find is people find themselves in a predicament that they might be a little embarrassed by.
Sure.
They are very hesitant to reach out for assistance, which is understandable. But there's a lot of people in these positions. There was a lot of hardship during COVID. People just fall on hard times, and it's nothing to be embarrassed about. We have these programs, so please let us help you.
And certainly, I mean, it's a pretty anonymous in that they deal with your staff. They deal with you and your staff. They don't deal with anybody else in the city.
Right.
This is something that you deal with, and so it's not like a lot of people are going to know about it, that you're asking for assistance.
No, we are bound by our statutory regulations that everything is private information, so we're not allowed to discuss people's personal and individual situations.
Very good.
So the last program that I'd like to talk about is our home improvement mechanical program.
Okay.
So our home improvement mechanical program is a program that provides financial assistance for the replacement of your HVAC, which is heating and cooling unit, furnace, air conditioning, and water heaters to income eligible residents who own their own homes. This program, actually, the applications open up June 1st.
Oh, okay.
It provides up to $5,000 for the replacement of those units. And it's a real important program that comes at a time during the heat of the summer months and the cold of the winter months. So one of our things that we do in our office is when we're working with our residents and when we're working with them throughout our programs is we really try to also put in an element of knowledge of homeownership and what you need to do to become a responsible homeowner in regards to maintenance issues and to the upkeep of your homes. Knowledge is power.
Sure.
A lot of people, think, oh, I don't have to rent. I'm going to own this house, which is what we all want to do. But then once you get in, you kind of look at yourself and you're like, now what am I supposed to do?
Right.
What am I supposed to do basic maintenance? So, since the air conditioning season is upon us, I thought maybe I would take this opportunity to just talk a little bit about some very few there are just a couple of basic maintenance things a homeowner can do to preserve the life of a heating and cooling unit. So, Mayor, I won't put you on the spot or anything, but I'm going to.
Let's hear what you got to say.
Would you have a clue as to one or two things that you as a homeowner could do for the basic maintenance of an air conditioning or furnace unit?
So the one thing I always do every year during the winter months, I always cover my air conditioning unit outside when I pull the cover off, I go in there and I clean it out really well with a hose and making sure that the lint, dirt, and everything is cleaned out of those coils. So that's one thing that I do every year.
Very good. That is one of the top 3 on my list.
Okay, very good.
So just so homeowners know, or residents, for those that you don't know, you do have 2 aspects of it. You have the inside unit, the furnace, which is down in your basement, and you also have the exterior AC unit, which is more of the condensing unit, I believe it's what it's called. I'm not an HVAC person, but
you got people in the family that are.
well, yeah, I know a little bit about it, just enough to be dangerous. Yes, it's the condenser and the evaporator coils. So the big thing that sits outside. So one of the first of all, let me just go back to the main thing that you can do. The number one thing that every resident should do, every homeowner should do, is change your air filter.
Oh, changing the air filter, absolutely.
Change your air filter.
Yes.
You're going to find that down in the basement, in the furnace area. That filter becomes clogged over time. It can get filled with dust and debris and other particles that you want cleaned out. Daily buildup of these particles can lead to your air conditioner working a lot harder, which is going to raise your energy bill much higher. It will also increase the risk of breaking down from problems. So when you regularly replace and clean these air filters, you lower the load that the AC unit has to clean. So downstairs, pull that filter out. If you don't know what to buy, you take that filter to your local hardware store. We have the big box stores. We have Handyman Hardware down the street. Go take them. You can get a case of them, and you replace them. Replace them once a month. If
Yes,
you're only going to
absolutely.
do it once a quarter, do it once a quarter, but replace it. And if you're doing any kind of work around your house with rehab or anything, you're going to want to change those out about every week or 2. So that's the number one thing.
So then number 2 is what I do.
Number 2 is what you do.
I do replace the filter though. I totally forgot about that, but we do that once a month.
Yes, number 2 is what you do. So there's 2 aspects of that. You want to do it downstairs. You want to make sure that there's enough room around your unit. Don't stack boxes up next to it or anything. Make sure that there's a whole lot of air movement around there. Make sure that the dust is cleaned up around there. But then you also have to go outside to the air conditioning unit, which is what you were talking about,
Right.
the condenser. And you can even take a hose to that. Because all that cottonwood, you know those little white things
yeah.
that we would pull and we would blow, and you see the little white stuff
They
flying
get
all
sucked
over
right
the
in,
place.
yeah.
It gets sucked right in, and that has to get cleaned up. So that involves keeping the unit free of obstruction, and make sure that you cut your trees and stuff around that as well. Your shrubs and trees, you don't want those all over there. Safe clearance is about 12 inches, and this will really help ensure the lifespan of your unit and keep other things from popping up. And then the last thing is to have a maintenance tune-up.
Sure.
You don't have to do it every year, but have a maintenance tune-up every couple of years. There is an interesting little thing that if you have your furnace on, sometimes peek down there and check your flame. Do you know that your flame is supposed to be a crisp, clear blue?
Yes, absolutely. That's if you've got a gas. Us that have electric, we don't have to worry about that.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. Right. But if, a blue flame indicates that proper combustion is taking place. So if you see a yellow or orange, please call somebody for service. But those are just a couple of real easy, simple tips for a homeowner to really help preserve the life of their unit. And you did good.
I appreciate it. I do want to go back to one thing. So this program here, is this income eligible also?
All of our programs are income eligible, and they are all for owner-occupied homes.
Okay. So do you know what the income eligibility is for the?
Same.
It is the same. Okay.
Yeah,
it's the
we
same.
run underneath the 80% LMI, low moderate income guidelines that HUD sets.
Okay.
And I do take that back. I did say all of our programs, our mortgage, rent, and utility assistance is for anyone,
Okay.
renters included.
Very good. Well, certainly we appreciate all these programs and really what we can do for our residents and help them in any way, any kind of monetary assistance. So I certainly appreciate what you and your crew does every day. Or I appreciate what you and your staff do every day to make sure that our residents get these type of programs and they get this money, and because it's so important, especially today when things are a little tight.
Things are real tight, yes, yeah. And we enjoy assisting our residents. It really does bring a lot of joy when we can help people that just don't really think that they have a place to turn.
Great.
And it really makes a difference in their lives.
Absolutely. So thank you, Carol, for being here today. This concludes another edition of the Mayor's Podcast. And always, we are Florissant Strong. Thank you.
Thank you.